Heaven and hell are the same place. The only difference is one of them allows you to struggle. And this is going to be a story of why getting everything you want turns out to be hell. A nice place to visit is my favorite episode from the Twilight Zone series, due to its simplicity in telling such a powerful story. We open up with Rocky Valentine, a low-time criminal that's robbing a jewelry store. As he's lusting over a diamond ring, he can hear the police sirens in the background, and he goes to make his escape. But as he gets out of the store, it's too late. The police are already there. As he runs, shooting at the police, shots are fired back, and Rocky falls to the ground. After a while, he wakes up, and there's this man in a white suit waiting for him, and he says his name is Pip. Pip tells Rocky he's his guide, that he's here to give Rocky anything he wants, to which Rocky can only reply with suspicion, and in his own words,
"Don't put me on, fatso. Nothing's free, nothing. Anything I ever got in this lousy world, I had to drag out of it, so don't put me on."
He can't believe that something is being handed out to him, as nothing of the sort has ever happened to him in his entire life. And so he keeps pushing Pip to admit what the catch is. Holding true to his criminal roots, the first thing he thinks to do is to rob Pip, telling him to hand over his wallet, to which Pip replies he doesn't have one. But that it isn't the wallet that Rocky wants anyway, it's money. And so he hands it to him. And he tells Rocky again, anything that you want, you can have. And so gradually, after a period of reluctance, Rocky begins asking for all the things that he wants, and they are given to him. $1 million in cash, beautiful women, a wardrobe full of expensive suits, cars, and luck in gambling. The first hint we ever got that something's going wrong comes after Rocky tries to shoot Pip for suspecting that he's trying to poison him, as he shoots him almost point blank, but nothing happens. And this leads to the big reveal that Rocky died running from the police, and he is now in another place.
The joint, the clothes, the booze. Then I must be in heaven.
A place that Rocky can only imagine is heaven. Rocky goes on to enjoy his paradise, getting all that he ever wanted. He sits down at the roulette table and he wins. He plays again and he wins. He wins every single time. He moves to the slot machines and he gets a jackpot. Anything that he says is met with laughter and awe from the women, and all the men around him admire him. But after some time like this, Rocky begins to sense that something is off. He grows bored with winning everything he plays in. He is no longer infatuated with women catering to his every desire. Anything he tries to do, he immediately excels at and wins. And he begins to despair at the situation. So he calls Pip to talk about it and tries to explain to him how he doesn't feel right. That because everything comes so easily, he doesn't seem to enjoy it as much. Everything that requires effort, that requires him to struggle and fail and try again, is unbearable to him now because there is no risk of failing and therefore no challenge. Pip tries to adapt by telling Rocky that he can make it so that he sometimes loses and doesn't always get his way, has a way to get around this problem. But Rocky quickly realizes that this wouldn't satisfy him, as he would know that it would be fake. It would be something that he asked for, and that was the only reason it's happening. They try to come up with some activities that would distract him from this problem, like going back to robbing, for example, a bank. But eventually, Rocky once again is self-aware and asks if there's a possibility of being caught. To which Pip replies, well, there is if you wanted to. Which right back gets him to the harsh reality that nothing has meaning anymore because there are no consequences. Rocky realizes that nothing would do. And he comes to the conclusion that he must be in the wrong place. That someone must have made a mistake getting him into heaven. He doesn't belong in heaven, and that's why everything he wants feels wrong. He just isn't made for this type of environment, or so he thinks. Finally, Rocky snaps and demands that Pip send him to the other place. And this is where the big reveal happens.
If I gotta stay here another day, I'm gonna go nuts! Look, I don't belong in heaven, see? I wanna go to the other place.
Heaven? Whatever gave you the idea you were in heaven, Mr. Valentine? This is the other place.
Humans aren't built for bliss. We are meant for overcoming challenges and struggling. And once we take this away, we don't create paradise, but instead a prison. This is what Rocky couldn't understand. Without the possibility of failure, victory means nothing. When you win every hand of poker, poker stops being a game and instead becomes a chore. A performance you are forced to sit through. When every woman says yes, none of them matter. And when you have infinite money, money no longer has value. Rocky wasn't given everything he wanted. He was given a mechanism that removes all meaning from wanting itself. The idea of having all that you could ever desire is fundamentally what hell would look like. Because humans are made for struggle, or more specifically, the overcoming of struggle. By facing challenges and coming up with solutions for them, we grow, and in the process enjoy and get purpose out of them. The idea of having all that you wished for all of a sudden seems pleasant up until it happens. This is what Olympic gold medalists have been faced with for a long time. There's even a term for it, gold medal syndrome or post-Olympic blues. It's the sense of loss, potentially segueing into depression, that comes with an abrupt change of status. After an entire life of training for a very specific goal, achieving it can end up being one of the worst things possible. What's left is a deep sense of void, now that the entire thing that was making up their life's purpose has been achieved. Now, while most of us may not end up being Olympians, we all experience a version of gold medal syndrome in our lives. We will all attribute to a certain goal the responsibility of fulfilling our lives. And we may just consider ourselves lucky if we don't end up attaining it, avoiding this period of void and emptiness that comes with achievement. Winning may not be the desired thing if we didn't prepare ourselves for it. However, I don't think this means we are condemned to forever feel empty upon arrival of our destination. It's more like a game of perspective, having the ability to hold a goal in mind and at the same time not making it an idol. Keeping in your mind that the journey is where you'll spend most of your life by definition. It makes sense that you should draw the most amount of enjoyment from it, not withholding it from yourself until arrival. Ultimately, hell isn't a place, it's a way of approaching life. If you keep thinking that happiness and purpose lie in achieving what you want, then you will continue to be stuck in hell. And only when you realize that it isn't about the things you have or obtain that you can hope to enter paradise.